Okay, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to upload this video until next month because I have used a lot of my data. I've only got a smart, straight talk plan, 5 gigs of high-speed data, 2 gigs of slow speed, I guess. But I'm going to make this video, and hopefully I'll get to go into Poto to somewhere with Wi-Fi that I can upload stuff to. So, we'll see. But I wanted to do this video. A few months ago, I wrote a letter to Dr. Phil. Couldn't write an email or nothing, or contact the website because Fort Supply, OFC, no internet. But I wrote a snail mail letter, and probably don't know who might have seen it, or if an assistant saw it, just threw it away, because I know that, they want you to apply on the website. So, this is the letter I wrote to Dr. Phil. And if people could help me to maybe share this on Facebook and YouTube, maybe I can actually get my story out. So, this is what the letter is. Dear Dr. Phil, hi, my name is Rebecca Koehler, and I am currently an NGRI, not guilty by reason of insanity, patient/inmate at Oklahoma Forensic Center in Veneta, Oklahoma, an area that I am told you are familiar with. I would like to tell you a little of my story, and since I do not have internet access for email, then a good old-fashioned snail mail letter will have to do. I am the poster child for what could happen when you take Ambien, especially when you take it long-term. Ambien can cause a psychotic reaction, especially with long-term use. I was on Ambien for 1.5 years when on March 2nd, 2011, I attempted to take my life and the lives of both my children. I do not remember anything of this event, and the only reason that I know what did happen is because my lawyer gave me the police report after I signed the plea deal for NGRI, and also from the numerous media reports that I had a friend print out and send to me when I got to OFC, Oklahoma Forensic Center. Ambien is mentioned 18 times in the 5-page narrative police report, either in brand name or in its generic name, zolpidem tartrate. Ambien completely destroyed my children's lives, as well as my own. I am on the way out of here. It has not been easy these past 4.5 years, but I have managed to rebuild a small portion of my life back. I have at times had to take a few drastic steps along the way, like discontinuing the psychiatric medications that the doctors had me on. But I've prevailed, and I am currently awaiting conditional release to a boarding home in Veneta. Well, it ended up not being Veneta, it ended up being Howe, but that's beside the point. When I am on conditional release, I will continue to rebuild my life, but I also want to take this experience that began with actions that I still cannot remember nor fathom myself committing and make something positive out of it. I want to be a voice for mental illness and try to explain to the public that we are not all dangerous and that with treatment, medication compliance, and maybe even supervision, in some cases, that we can again be useful and contributing citizens to society. I want to explain to the public what being an NGRI really entails, that it does not mean that we get off the hook for punishment. The NGRI program in itself is a punishment, and some who are at OFC punish themselves far more than society ever could. I believe it was Mark Twain who said something to the nature of there not being a hell, because we punish ourselves for our own sins in life. This is true in my case and many others that I've seen at OFC. I have seen how the crimes committed have one more victim that no one in the media or public could ever guess at, the person who committed the crime. My case is unique, I know, but there is not one case at OFC like another. I have lived there going on 4 years now, and I have seen and done things that I never would have thought possible 5 years ago. I know this experience from the inside and have met so many people because of it. This experience has tested my faith, my beliefs, and my morals, because my closest friends now are people that 5 years ago I would have never thought would be so. They are my friends because I know that what they did wasn't truly them, but the illness, the prescription medication, or illegal drug that they were on at the time. They have been proven by a court of law to be not guilty by reason of insanity, not knowing right from wrong at the time of their crimes. With medication, treatment, and time, they have healed. What I have seen and experienced in the past 4.5 years has opened my eyes and my heart so much, and I intend on using this experience for good. Something good has to come from all of this. There has to be a point, right? I lost my children. I lost the 2 most precious things on earth to me. I have not seen or talked to them in 4.5 years, and I cannot honestly remember the last few days that I had with them. I also have lost both my mother and my grandmother throughout this experience. I have pretty much lost everything in my life, and I have struggled with this, but eventually came to accept it. I know that there is no way to ever make any of this up to my children or my family. I know that I do not deserve to ever hear my children's voices, see their faces, hug them, or be a part of their lives ever again. I know that that one night changed them forever. I know that what I did has scarred them, and I will probably never know to what extent that is. I know that forgiveness is not something that I deserve, but I do deserve a chance to show that that one night is not who I am, though it may in some way define me. I am not what I did. I am what I became because of that night. The person that I am now, that I wasn't 4.5 years ago, is a survivor, with strength, courage, love, and hope that I did not think possible. I have fought hard to rebuild what I could of my heart, but I have. I now have something that in the 30 years before March of 2011 I never had: self-respect, self-confidence, and above all, love. Love that has come in so many forms. I want to tell my story to the world. I want to help anyone who is struggling out there right now because of a mental illness, medication side effect, or drug or alcohol abuse. I want to show them that you can survive it and that it does not have to defeat you. I want to be an example for the world and a different poster child than the one that had a psychotic reaction because of Ambien. I hope that you can help me in this. Thank you for your time in reading this. This is obviously a very, very brief account of my story. You can probably Google me and read all about the bad stuff, or if you want more detail, write me back. I put on there about my addresses in Veneta and Fort Supply, blah, blah, blah. I hope to hear from you. Sincerely, Rebecca Lynn Koehler. So, there is more to look up on my story now. You can go to my Facebook page. It's facebook.com/trueloveisjaded. I also have a YouTube, but I'm not quite sure what the address is. I'm kind of new to all this at this point. But there are links to the YouTube videos on my Facebook account. So I'm going to put this on Facebook and YouTube and hope that somebody out there shares it. And it'll eventually get to Dr. Phil, or maybe somebody will look it up, and it will. Thank you for your time, and please help me in this endeavor.